Base hit. So Polanco is aboard now, and back-to-back hits here in the fourth. Well, we always love reliving this memory, the Maglio home run, and I mean, this is just electric. That put the Tigers into the World Series for the first time since 1984, and there he is.
Did you have anything to do with that home run from second base?
Huh?
Yeah, you ever used to look in there at second base to help your teammates out?
Stealing signs, maybe, huh?
No.
No, he had a good view.
No,
Here is Castro now, and that's going to bring Rich Doobie out. And Zim, after a really good start, gave up the 5 spot in the third, and now another run here in the fourth inning.
Seems like he's lost a little bit, and he's starting to elevate his pitches. The Twins have been all over him. We do have action in the bullpen.
Well, Paulie, we're recognizing all the Latin American players and their contributions this weekend here. And really, when you look around the landscape of baseball now, a lot of really good young Latin players, and that probably has to make you feel good.
Oh, without a doubt. We were just talking about that yesterday, me and Pedro Sierra, and we were talking about how soon they come up. You know, we're proud of all of them, and they're super mature now. You know, you have guys like Lindor there. Now the third baseman with Boston, you know. And,
Devers.
Yes. And a lot of young guys and a lot of talent. It's a production that never is going to stop in our country.
No, I mean, compared to way back, say in the 70s and 80s, but their conditions and their facilities and their education, and don't you think that's had a lot to do with it as well?
Without a doubt. All the organizations have a very nice facility there, at least in the Dominican Republic, and it's a nice place where they can practice every day and learn the English too. They're teaching English, which I think is very important, because sometimes they come here and they have they're willing to learn and all that, but they don't understand the language, you know, so, and they get stuck a little bit because of that.
Well, you came to the United States and went to community college in Florida, correct?
Yes.
So you kind of had that going into pro ball. You had that base of English, but that really, I think, as you put it, is important for the young kids, I guess, to assimilate themselves into society here.
Yes, without a doubt, and that's why I think all the organizations have realized that now, and they're teaching that language there.
Placido, was it Manny Mota who gave you an opportunity down in Florida, who very influential in your career?
Yes, I played for Manny Mota Little League, and Manny Mota was always emphasizing school and education, and he told me if I get good grades, he was going to be able to get me a scholarship, and he did. But he got me a scholarship in Cañada Community College in San Francisco, and that was kind of far for me, and we didn't want to do that. And then he got me another one in Miami-Dade Community College, and that's where I went. I went there 2 years.
Yeah, I had an association with Manuel when I was with the Dodgers.
Okay.
And here's some big guy. He's a great guy, and he may still come to see it. Dodgers are coming in here next week. Is he traveling? Do you know? He may be coming through.
I don't. Do you think so? I don't know if he's traveling.
0-1 the count on Castro here, and he'll foul it back out of play. You know, I'm not sure there are too many people rolling around that can say Manny Mota was my Little League coach. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Well, he wasn't my Little League coach. He owned the league there.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't. He wasn't coaching. He owned it.
Yeah, he owned it.
Speaking of coaches, we were just talking. It's at some point, is it you'd like to get back into the game at some point?
Without a doubt. Yeah. I think I'm about ready to get back in baseball and probably teach this younger generation some of what I know.
You know a lot.
A little bit.
And what have you been doing outside of baseball since you retired?
I was just playing golf.
Oh, nice.
Playing golf and being with the kids, taking them to school, picking them up, doing homework, with which I'm about done with that because I can't keep up with that.
They get to that age, man, where you're like, yep, they passed you by.
We need a tutor.
Your children are 13 and 17 years old, so it's not the elementary stuff anymore.
No.
You're getting into the calculus and all that fun stuff.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Castro. And he looks at a ball outside. Paulie, I want to go back to that 06 team. And, I think nobody really took that Tigers team around baseball very seriously. We thought it was a good story. I think a lot of teams, especially the Yankees, thought that series, they probably would take care of you, no problem. And all of a sudden, this Tigers team in '06 as the season went on, started to gain some steam. Was there a point in that '06 season where you guys really believed in yourselves that you could get it done?
Well, you know what? One thing that we all had in common there is that we took a day at a time. You know, Jim Leland, I keep saying Jim Leland, he just made sure that everybody was ready to play every day and taking it a day at a time. Whether you win or lose, you know, you got to take it a day at a time. And it wasn't until maybe after the All-Star game where we, you know, everybody was like, hey, we really have a chance here. And we did. We sure did.
Now, one of your greatest attributes as a hitter was the inability to strike you out. Is that something that just came natural to you, just being able to put the bat on the ball? And we're talking about guys who are jamming Miggy right now inside. How did that evolve for you as a hitter?
Well, since I started playing ball, I knew I wasn't going to be a power hitter, so I really tried to learn how to hit the ball the other way. You know, maybe backing off the plate a little bit, letting the ball get a little deeper. And when you let the ball get a little bit deeper, it helps you to recognize the off stuff, you know, the breaking balls, sliders, and change-ups.
Placido, what do you think about the way the game is being played these days with all the shifts and the infielders moving all over the place, the outfielders moving all over the place from pitch to pitch?
There's a lot of technology now and a lot of stuff where, you know, this guy is supposed to hit it this way and all that. I'm not a big fan of that personally, because sometimes, you know, just because the guy is a pull hitter, that doesn't mean he's going to pull it. That, you know, I think the pitcher has to do a lot with that too, you know, because, I mean, you have to trust your pitcher and trust that he's going to throw it where you want it to pitch, you know. And so it's a lot of, I don't know, it's a lot going on there.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Ian Kinsler, our very talented second baseman last year, and he told me he hated the shift. He said sometimes he goes places he doesn't know where to throw the ball. He don't know which direction to go sometimes. Obviously, they're figuring it out, but, you know, some guys are for it, some guys aren't for it these days.
It's probably tough for him to, you know, turn into double plays if he's on the other side, if he's on the shortstop side and the ball's hit to third base. So it's a kind of a really weird angle for him to turn the double play, you know, especially getting the ball from third base. So it's I don't know, it's different. And if it's behind first base, you know, if the ball is hit to him, to throw it to second base is a very long throw. So
yeah, cutoffs and relays, that's all differently as well.
Yeah.
The cutoff relay.